102, 103, 104. What's up, guys? Killa here. Welcome back to another game on the Gwynology account. This time we're up against Malphite. Runes should be on screen now, and before we get fully into the lane, if you guys could like sub-comment something about a bell, that'd be greatly appreciated. As well as, I'm going to be attempting to do my first ever dual stream on both Twitch and YouTube today at around 5 p.m. EST. As this video is going live, I'll be working on that. I can't promise it's going to be fully ready, but if you guys check my channel at around 5 p.m. EST, you'll know it works. Actually, now that I say that, probably around 5:05 because I'm terrible at keeping a proper schedule. Perfect case is this video. This video was supposed to be uploaded yesterday, but my microphone unplugged while I was doing the voiceover for the full game commentary, and I didn't realize until the game was fully over, so we're doing a post-game commentary today. And this lane is very, very easy. So easy that I ended up opting into First Strike. Now, for those that watch me consistently, you guys know I really miss the old First Strike, but in lanes where you just absolutely dominate them, you can sacrifice your laning phase and just get a lot of extra economy throughout the lane. Perfect case is here. We're 10 CS, we missed 2, and we got a First Strike proc already. That's an extra caster minion, so we're technically 11 out of 12. And we can just ramp up our gold, as well as using the cashback rune, which gives us money when we finish legendary items, as well as having Jack of all trades. When we have 5 unique stats, we're just going to gain extra AP. Extra AP, you can convert that into actual gold. As well as Absolute Focus, Gathering Storm. You just have all this raw AP and raw gold just coming in from all these different sources that you just out-economy the opponents. It's just like Gangplank. It's just not as fun and not as consistent as old First Strike, unfortunately. Now here, I was for sure Viego was pathing towards the bot side. We saw his Raptors despawn at a weird timer, and he never even showed on them. So, with Malphite no mana, there's just nothing he can do in this lane. We're max mana. We're just chilling out. We can let the wave push back into us. We can fully farm our First Strike gold, just keep last hitting. And unfortunately, Viego ended up hiding his Raptor's intent, and he actually started bot side, went to top, and I was just ill-informed. I was talking there about the Doran's Ring benefit, where if you're max mana, you have extra health regen based on your mana regen. So I was sidetracked. I didn't ward my river because I thought Viego did path towards bot, because the Raptors despawning and Viego not showing on the tab made me think that it was a top to bot side. And unfortunately, we just got absolutely outskilled, outplayed, out everything. But that is a good death. And the reason being is because Viego did not get an assist, and the wave was in a beautiful spot for us. It was pushing back into us. So Malphite actually lost some gold there on the wave, but he did gain it back from the solo kill. In which case, he's double our AP right now. He has Blasting One to our Amp Tome. But because he's wasting his mana, you guys can see this ever since the lane started. He's just spamming Q, spamming Q. He's not really putting thought behind his Q presses. And he's just running so low on mana so fast because you need that mana flow. You need that Arcane Comet, and you don't want to be throwing Qs without it. Also, side note that this Malphite was R5. He was the last pick of the lobby, and this was his counter pick into Victor, Vayne, Gwen, Bel'Veth. There are 50 other top laners I could list that are better than Malphite in this situation, as well as this just being a very good Gwen matchup, but I feel like people are just misinformed and play this lane incorrectly, so he probably went on op.gg, saw a skewed win rate, and just thought that this was the end-all be-all answer. Right here, we're about to get our level 6, and again, look at Malphite's mana. He has none. He literally cannot play League of Legends right now. And yes, we have low HP, but we have the biscuits from our inspiration tree to just keep us topped off just a little bit longer. So now, all we need to do is set up a proxy situation, take a recall, and we just are absolutely dominating him. And unfortunately, Viego is showing top yet again. I'm going to use my ult to slow him there, and we're going to do the same exact thing. So long as he's not getting an assist on this, it's beneficial. It does not feel good to do this, but again, look at Malphite mana. He does not have the time to push this in because he's just wasting so much mana on that Q press. And we're letting him do it. We could easily press RW and be immune to it. He wouldn't get his Q, he wouldn't get his Arcane proc, he wouldn't get his mana flow proc. But I'm letting him do this because he's just beating himself in this lane. And this is not low elo. This is like Emerald 1 to Diamond 4 levels. Like, this account is really high, and I'm kind of shocked. I'm not trying to, like, cherry pick games, because I don't have to, really, on this account. There are a few where it's like, oh, you guys don't need to see me go 0-8 on a Darius lane, where a crazy level 1 fight happened and he got a double kill. But, like, there's very few games that I have to, like, not post on this account. It's just complete winner's queue, and all I'm doing is just explaining my thought process in these commentary videos. This might be the answer to get to GM next season. I'm saying next season because, oh my god, Split 3 is like the worst thing Riot has ever created. Too much League of Legends. It's like that saying, it's like, too much of a good thing is a bad thing, but it's like we're talking about League of Legends, so too much of a bad thing is a terrible thing. There, we're just going for a small trade here. Dwindling his HP bar. Now, we do need to be careful because he does have ulti, and that's what I'm fearing right now. But because he doesn't have his Q just prepped, I'm able to make sure that I don't get lethaled. And now we're just hiding in here. If he had Q prepped, we were screwed, but because he used it and then doesn't have it on CD, obviously, we're not in lethal range. And then Malphite just got completely terrified of the situation. I fully expected Malphite to do one of two things. Ult in and look for the solo, in which case we would win because he just did not have the lethal range on us. I know Malphite pretty well because I play it pretty consistently. Or just ult away when we throw our first needle. And he got so, like, shell-shocked that he just took the first two and then just tried to ult into us on the third one. And it's like, what is he doing? But here, just take a nice little recall. While we're doing this recall, we have 1900 gold. That is just a complete Nashor's. We get 180 for completing it. That gives us our boots, and that's the cashback value. I miss Futures Market so much, but the cashback was like perfect situation there. So, but man, every time I use this rune, it just makes me miss Futures Market. While we're running back, we're just checking items, and, you know, shameless plug, download Honkai Star Rail, link below, helps me out all throughout the month. Alright, back to CSing. Here we're going to start using RW, because we're just so far ahead that we're just going to preserve our HP and try to play for these 1v2 situations against Viego and the Malphite. Like, it's just so easy to win from this situation now. We have Absolute Focus, we have Jack of all trades. Those are giving us like 20 AP, so 400 gold value. The First Strike is giving us 170. We got 180 from the cashback, so we got 350 extra gold, and then 400 gold from Jack of all trades in Absolute Focus AP. So it's just like we have so much extra gold value on this Malphite. It's like, what can he do? And then here, unfortunately, we do need to respect the Viego. I was talking about how I want to start looking for 1v2 situations, but I need to make sure I'm lining up my needles in those situations. So since I threw all my needles and then the Viego was about to come up, we unfortunately have to concede the lethal on Malphite to make sure we preserve our own HP and our life, because that is a cannon wave. I would much rather have the cannon wave than trade a 1-for-1 on Malphite. And now that we see Viego, we immediately go back up. There, I press W because if I W his Q press, he does not gain the movement speed and it goes on CD. So it's just a win-win situation, and it makes it very easy to run this guy down. Here, Janna's moving up towards the Void Grubs. Bel'Veth really wants them for her true form. I'm looking at the situation and I think to myself, okay, I need to reset before this happens. It's an unfortunate thing, but I do let my team know. I TP. I just need HP, I need mana, I need Sword Shoes. I just need to make sure I'm fully topped off for this fight because Malphite does have ult. I don't have mine for another 15 seconds. Beautiful knockup from my Janna and Bel'Veth. They are going to actually find the Sona, and now I'm going to be able to go in here. And this looks very, very scary. But Janna hits a beautiful ulti. Arya has one single dash left, and we're going to use that on her, but unfortunately the knockup does not last as long as I thought. But Victor does pick up the kill for us, and I will pick up a singular grub and leave the other two to Bel'Veth. The reason being is, one, she wants them for her true form, and then the other is I have a wave to go collect. Malignant's purchase from the Malphite. If you are playing Malphite versus Gwen, so you're blocking in Malphite into Gwen, it's very crucial that you rush Hextech Alternator into Protobelt. It's so free. It's just no Malphite players do it because there's not Malphite players. There's top laners that see an enemy champion they don't like and they lock Malphite as an answer. If you're actually a Malphite player, there's actually some very specific builds and setups that you can do and just invalidate champions, and that's one of them. The Hextech Alternator into Protobelt into Gwen. But nobody does it because there's no Malphite players other than like me.
An enemy has been slain.
There I accidentally pressed W. I thought that he was gonna chuck the Q. He did not, but we had really good spacing with our QE. We surprised the Malphite and he didn't have the time to press Q on us on reaction. Now he's just gonna mindlessly push the wave in. Right, and then here, just forming under our tower. I had to actually mute the video I'm watching back of this game because my microphone at 13 and a half minutes in came undone, but it's like, we're just gonna do it for the entire video, like, why not? Malphite's gonna ult out. But yeah, no, that, like, actually jump scared me a bit. I heard my own voice and was so confused. There's no way Malphite can stay here. He needs to recall, so that gives us the trigger to go and just collect this tower. Now we're 5 plates Gwen. We have about 8 or 9 CS a minute. It's like, how can we lose from this situation? We have 1,300 gold in our pocket. We can back for a needlessly large rod whenever we want. Here I'm looking to just get one more wave in. Another first strike proc here, plus 30 gold. Man, just imagine it was old first strike, man. Old first strike, that's like 90 gold, I promise you. It would be so much. Alright, QE backwards, just make sure we don't get slowed by Malphite Q, and we just go on our little way. Malphite is going to unfortunately cancel. I thought I had a little bit more mana than I did. That is one downside. After a laning phase, you got to be pretty cognizant of how much mana you have left over, because you're not running Presence of Mind this game, or just in general. Your biscuits don't give you mana anymore, but we are going to find a fruit. We're going to pick that up, and we're just going to be able to find this Malphite. Again, we use the W on the Malphite Q to turn it off. That means he doesn't get a Arcane Comet proc, he does not get Scorch, he does not get movement speed, he gets absolutely nothing other than a gray screen on his end. Alright, but here I'm just going to push this tier 2 in and then look for a reset. I have a massive amount of gold, looking to recall on that. I actually see the other death timers and I see 2 mid, and that gives me the go ahead to go for this tier 2 and just have an insane recall. But unfortunately, the enemy team has no hope, and they will unfortunately surrender. Hope you guys enjoyed. Like, sub, comment something about a bell. I'll leave you guys to the end game stats. Again, I'm going to be attempting my first ever dual stream later tonight around 5 p.m. EST. So if you guys want to check me out on either YouTube or Twitch, I should be live around them. Again, thanks for all that watched the whole thing. Have a good day, night, whatever. Peace out.
Just like the good old times. Sweet, simple, and out of control.